This guy might be the next Mr. Beast. And who are we talking about?
So Ryan Trahan is a YouTuber known for his charisma and personality and to essentially complete challenges. And one of the most famous challenges that he completed was the penny series, where he transformed one single penny into more money while he completed some quests. And through that, we get to know his personality, and it's very, very relatable. And I think that's what makes him such a good creator.
Ryan has started as a YouTuber vlogger. He was documenting his journey as an athlete. He was a runner back in his high school, and he was kind of doing comedic sketches and recording running competitions. But then something happened and he became a full-time YouTuber. His first upload was like in 2015, and 8 years later, here he is. He has 13.4 million subscribers, am I right? And he just won a Streamy Award.
So he just won the award on the first person category on YouTube this year. And these videos are all about himself going through some sort of experience. So some of them is I survived through something, I tasted, I tried. All of the videos are based on Ryan doing something. And while he's doing that something is highly relatable, and that's what makes him such a nice personality.
So why do we love Ryan Trahan, or why do we love his content so much? I think for me it's the aspect of short docs. It's not the usual prank vlog react challengey kind of YouTube channel. It's so much more because he can document these experiences and turn them into short docs. And as you said, it's these experiences that we might never try, but we still wonder how they would feel like to go through. And this guy has done lots of them, documents it, and we feel so engaged with the content that we stay till the very end to see what happens if he does this, and if he tries that, or if he goes through any experience. So I think it's the documenting part for me, and other things that we will mention during this episode.
Some of these short talks, as you call it, he goes through something that we probably don't want to go through. I can think of some videos like staying overnight in the loneliest house in the world, something like that, where he had to sail actually in Iceland with a couple fishermen to go through this island. So it takes the challenge instead of us, and it shows us how it is in a very charismatic way. Another one is where he goes through sensory deprivation, where he stays 3 hours within like a special room that it starts without gravity, and then without light, and then without sound. And we kind of experience through his body what's being in in a sensory deprivation room. And that's an interesting way to tell a story, to engage us, because not only we want to see how it is to be in this room, but we actually want to see how Ryan behaves in that with all his quirks.
Yeah, and that video in particular, the sensory deprivation one, it was because we kind of feel the anxiety of going through those experiences with him. And that part where I think he was on the third phase of the sensory deprivation, no sound, no lights, and no gravity. And he started to remember his grandmother, and then he started to cry. I don't know if you remember that bit, but it was such an emotional moment in that video, because he was like being deprived of everything sensorial about him and his body and his surroundings. And then his brain started to pick up these experiences and memories, and then he started to cry. And he kept that bit on the video so that we could, feel more what he was feeling. And that is a beautiful, beautiful way to engage people is to let yourself go and be authentic. And I think he has this magical way to. It's his personality. I don't think he's trying hard to be something that he's not. I think that is just who he is, and it transpires throughout his videos. It's magical for me.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to not like Ryan. I think his charisma, his personality, his natural way, and he's kind of like clumsy. Is that's how we all are. It's just it happens that Ryan is showing that to millions of people, while most likely we wouldn't do that. But so like it's very relatable to to feel like Ryan and to like him because we are all weird in a way, and he's just amplifying that and showing that in his videos.
Yeah.
Another thing is on these challenges is actually comparing to MrBeast, where MrBeast is putting all the money that he makes back in the business, so he ends up with $1 million productions, while Ryan is actually the opposite. So his videos require the least amount of money most of the times rather than the big amount of money. And that is again something that makes it relatable, because if I wanted to go and with 1 cent or 1 penny and like try to live for 7 days or turning like 1 cent into a house, there's nothing stopping me.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to try these things. And we sometimes we are shy, and I think he is also a shy guy but he's just a courageous guy. He just throws himself out there and he talks to people and he engages with people. And sometimes people say, "No, I don't want it," or "I don't like it," and then he's like, "Yeah, okay." So, and he has this quirky personality, but also very cute and funny personality that just grabs your attention throughout his whole storytelling. Yeah, but we can talk about that a little deeper because we have like top 8 things that we as creators can learn from Ryan Trahan. You want to start off, Tiago?
Yeah, so the first thing is he's a great storyteller. So there's a little bit of the way he puts things that it feels like it's MrBeast style. So it's like these kind of challenges or something that is unexpected, and it does it kind of very well. And we're glued through the story because we just want to see what's coming up. A lot of times we see unexpected things happening through the journey, and that's also something that makes us just not lose any minutes. I feel that there are some videos that I can watch while I'm prepping food, while I'm cooking, and while I'm watching Ryan videos, I want to experience in full, so I don't miss any bits. And I think that's another thing. One more thing is the open loop. So while you're going through the penny series, for instance, like the concept itself wants you to just follow the whole journey. Like you don't want to miss any bit because you don't know what's going to happen. So you see like 15 or 20 minutes of video and you don't know what's the juicy part. So the structure of the video is like just loops and like unexpected journey. And I think that's also something that on a storytelling perspective, it's a very challenging video to make because it feels like it's unexpected, is living the unexpected, but somehow himself, his charisma, what he's doing, and the edit managed to make it like a compelling story to follow.
He has all these unexpected things that might happen, and then he turns it into a big part of the story. But he also he has been on YouTube for a few years now, and people expect some kind of inside jokes because we already seen most of his videos, and we know that there are some bits that always show up on his videos, like when the part when he's doing his morning routine, where he's brushing his teeth, and when he goes to McDonald's on the Penny series and stuff like that, or the Great Reset on the Penny series. It's these inside jokes that he has with his community, his viewers. These are the things that are expected, that some kind of Ryan joke or previous joke that he used on other videos will pop up. And we kind of expect that. We just don't know when. And he's so good in putting these out in throughout his videos. He's really, really good. And something about him that I really enjoy as well. And I think we can see that very clearly on the Minecraft video where he spent 100 days on real life Minecraft, and that video is super super funny. I laughed a lot watching that video, and I think in this video we can see his real ability to turn these unexpected moments into storylines. And then the Minecraft video, he comes up upon this NPC that he names Joseph, and then he becomes a character on his own story inside Minecraft. He has this whole storyline where Ryan is kind of the hero trying to save Joseph from this place he was living in. It was his village. He was a farmer. He hated his dad. The only thing this guy says is, "Heh." And he has this whole conversation with him, and he built a whole story surrounding this character where Ryan was the hero trying to save him from the village. And I think that is proof. That video in particular is a really big proof of how this guy, Ryan Trahan, has the ability to turn the unexpected into really interesting parts of his video and makes the story more compelling, more addictive, more engaging. I love that so much about him.
Yeah, another of the things that creators can learn from Ryan, it's one that in a way it's easy, but the second part of it's challenging because charisma, it doesn't come out of the box for everyone. But so Ryan is very authentic. So he's himself, but he's also a very likable person. But one of the ways that he actually explored these is to actually be nice with everything. I don't think we see in any of his videos Ryan being, saying that something sucks, something, is not nice. He always find a way to make it nice. So he's a nice person to everyone. And we see some examples while, he's tasting food, for instance, and he might just be like, the simplest thing, like he's getting like a burger from McDonald's and he's like, oh my God, that's delicious.
Dude, it's like meat and egg sandwich between two pancakes. This is such a good sandwich.
He's always having his, latte at McDonald's. He's like, oh my God, that's the best coffee I ever had.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, yes, this one is really good.
And we know that it might actually not be the best coffee ever, but he makes it feel nice. I remember when he was on a drive-through, I think he was asking for banned things in 100 drive-thrus, and he's like,
Deborah's a sweetheart, though. Can we just give Deborah some love? I love you, Deborah, in the comments. Gallery. An absolute queen in my life.
She's the queen of my life. And it's like, dude, like it just met her like 2 minutes ago, but that feels like so nice. Like there's literally nothing bad out of it. We know that she might not be the queen of his life, but saying it is just super nice. And these little things just makes him like such a nice person. It's very hard to not like such a positive person like that.
About Deborah, she might not be the queen of his life, but in that moment she is, and he makes us feel like she is, and we are so attached to that new character that just popped up in the video, this Deborah person, that we are so happy that this person made his day a better day. He's the sweetest guy, and that is authenticity. And for creators, we've all talked about this, about being authentic and stuff like that. But for some people, being authentic really pays off because they just have a wonderful personality, and that transpires. And this is the case for him.
Another great thing that we can learn from him is to be simple and in a way minimalistic. So Ryan used to have a big team, or at some point he scaled up, and he found that it was actually spending less time creating, it's being way less efficient. So at some point he decided to actually downscale his team. So he's going back, and his most famous and most successful series, the Penny series, He had a team of 2 other people.
Preston has been filming with me this entire time. He's insane. And Zach has literally just been in a dungeon editing these videos all day, every day. He's insane as well.
These series go with 3 people doing the work, and what he's saying is that it actually makes it more lean and also makes it more effective. So he's actually putting out more content than when he had a bigger team.
This last video that I saw of him, where he bought old band toys in the US, yeah. He had to spend money to bring in those toys. He had to spend money to shoot on that kind of studio warehouse where he was. So, but it's not the crazy money that Mr. Beast spends to bring entertainment. You know, that is the formula for Mr. Beast. He knows that by spending big bucks on production and, you know, people shooting cameras and big editings and stuff, that works. But as we see Ryan doing this in a very, very simple way, we also see that other things work. Downscaling, focusing, storytelling, simplicity. At the end of the day, if you have some other characteristics that he has, of course, works for him. The fact that he's an excellent storyteller and a very, very entertaining guy to watch works for him. And he could be talking for hours to just one camera with one camera angle, that I think we would still be able to watch his videos. He's really, really engaging.
But sometimes we even see some planned perception of downscale. So every now and then we see, like, he has a videographer with him, but he actually grabs the camera himself. So you feel that he's doing it himself. And that's like a very subtle thing, but on storytelling, that adds up to feel like we're actually seeing him kind of, you know, the first person. It's just the sense of downscale and minimalism. I love it.
Creates a more intimate scenery when he puts the camera down, and although he has a videographer there with him, he just holds the camera himself or puts the camera down and shoots himself talking to the camera. It builds this more intimate scene that grabs people's attention. That's one of his quirks as well, is because he is a shy guy that has to talk to a camera in public, and he just does it. One of his other super YouTube traits that makes him a role model for all of us creators is that he is super entertaining. He's just a funny guy to watch. You know, as I mentioned before in the Minecraft series, the interaction that he has with the Joseph NPC character on the Minecraft game is just, I couldn't stop laughing. Especially because he is talking to this NPC, and the only thing that the NPC says is, eh. He creates a whole dialogue with it. I laughed a lot watching that video.
Yeah, a lot of his video is kind of like low quality, like low budget on purpose stuff. I remember to see recently on the drive-through items, the banned items on drive-throughs, that his B-roll is just like these Shutterstock or like Adobe stock footage that is just like, it's a red car going on a slalom. I think it's even 3D, like it's not even a real car. And then like there's a lot of like different shots or scenes of that same car. So like his B-roll through between scenes, it's always like that. Sometimes he'll be like another one in that same video is like he gets the cube, which was like 4-patty burger, which allegedly was banned or was forbidden in Wendy's. And outside of after he asked for it,
it's right outside the Wendy's. What has happened? I'm gonna eat this fast. Your boy's getting taken to the slammer, all for a cube. Oh my god. All right.
Filming like with zoom, like fast zoom, like the police, and he's like, oh my god, like are they looking for me? And he's like, dude, like you just bought like a burger, like obviously they're not looking for you, but like that's storytelling, that's funny. Another thing that I've noticed in the world's cheapest hotel, which was just a bed in a forest, like it's not even a forest, in an open area. It was snowy and stuff, and I guess it was freezing, so it was like
The fire didn't fire, but at the end of the day, connection is success. I feel like frozen fish sticks. That was the hardest part about my sleeping bag.
and like fire would be like like it's a lot of small details that just makes it like super funny, and like yeah, you can relate because you cannot understand what he's saying, and he clearly didn't finish the word. It's like, I don't know, like another video that he was like setting up the camera, as we all do. You have to, like, if you're by yourself, you gotta set up the camera, you put the tripod, you see if it's recording, you go there, maybe, okay, yeah, cool, it's recording, and then you do your scene, and then in the end you need to go back and grab the camera, which is the lamest part of filming ourselves, but that's what it is. And I love when he gets to the meta, which is like, oh, I'm not taking the camera this time.
I'm not coming back for the camera. This is truly me walking up to the spot.
And then cuts to, yeah, I know, there's no other way. I'm by myself. I think it's super funny.
Other thing that we can learn from him is how to keep people engaged, because he is super engaging. He always says things that want to make you keep watching the video till the end. And when you get to the end, he always has a call to action for you to watch another video. And sometimes he doesn't even say, oh, watch another video. He just pops up the video and has this caption saying, watch another video. Like, oh, grab another beer, or grab popcorn or something like that. Or you want a candy. And it's like that. You just continue down the road with him watching his videos, because, well, you just watch a 20-minute video, and at the end you feel like you want more. And he knows you want more, and he serves you something for you to keep binge watching. He's a retention superhero for me.
Yeah, another thing that plays into this, I don't know if I can call it macro storylines, which is having some storyline that goes beyond a certain video, and it's like, it's about your channel or it's about your personality. So at some point, Ryan, that he didn't have a grandfather, he just thought that Dr. Phil, which is a very famous personality in the US, he thought that he could be his grandfather. So he actually emailed the team at Dr. Phil, and they said I cannot get you an interview with him. And he's like,
what if I pass him in YouTube subscribers? And they said, sure. I don't think they thought it was possible, and neither did I, but I've spent the last 6 months doing stuff and filming it, and would you look at that? We've done it. Honestly, I thought his team would ghost me about our deal with this interview I wanted. However, 2 days ago, his team responded with one word. He's in.
So like, on all videos, it was asking people like, so guys, please subscribe because I'm trying to meet Dr. Phil, and this happened, and I send this email, and they answer. So we are on a race to beat Dr. Phil subscriber number. So please help me. And through all the videos, there was this objective, and suddenly you're talking to your audience as, please help me reaching this objective. So like, I can see some diehard fans actually rooting for it and like sharing and passing along the message like, can we all please subscribe Ryan so he actually meets Dr. Phil. This story was built through like 10, 20, 30 videos, and I think it's a huge value on that build up, that then there's a funny video in the end. I think the video is great, but I think the build up of that, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he kind of gamifies his storytelling, I'm doing this, but to do this, I need to go through that, and you need to help me go through that, even if it's just by watching the videos. And he's really good at having these call to actions for you to keep, hooked to his story and to his content. He does that really, really well. The Dr. Phil example is a very good one, because he kind of knows how to keep people offline engaged with the online content, and that is really valuable, really, really valuable. And that leads me on to the next point, the series focus, like the 30-day penny series, where he does these challenges for 30 days, and we just want to see how everything ends.
Yeah, so we just get absolutely glued to these series because we want to see what's coming up. And actually, in June 2022, that's when he released or he started the 30-day challenge with the Penny series. And there's a big thing here that happens, which is the compounding effect. If you start to see the video 5, perhaps you want to see the video 6 or 7 and 8. Perhaps you'll even restart it from the 0. But the likelihood of watching more than one video, it's big. It's not only big, it's huge. So what happened here in June 2022, I think he amassed something like 2.5 million followers, which is nuts. Another of these things is the dedication that he puts into it. So you need to, face your social insecurities to be able to, go to people and ask them like if they want to buy your $2 water, or if they want to be drawn by you while you film it, and then they might need to tip you something. I mean, we can all do this, but like this takes work. And then having a vlog coming every day, it's crazy. I don't know if if you're a creator and you've tried to pull that. Yeah, like it takes a lot of work to edit a vlog. Now imagine if you're doing that like every day for 30 days while you're being in a very challenging logistical kind of life. It's I think that's very impressive.
Yeah, no doubt. I think he has to be, this really organized person, even if it's just on his head, to come through with all these challenges and these situations and these videos that he creates, because we all know that publishing or posting videos every day on YouTube, daily vlogging, is a very, very challenging task. And well, he knows that as well. So he had these people following him, filming him, and editing for him, because the videos had to come out every single day. And he knows how to make these happen. He knows how he should act on the situations, because he has been through that, and he has all this personality that can pull him through those situations. And I think in the end of the day, Ryan Trahan is just this compound of all these features that he has on his personality that come through on his videos and make them so unique. I think it's amazing to have something like this on YouTube right now, so genuine, so authentic, and still, with some brain power on it, because it takes brain power to be able to build something like he is building. Not just the storytelling, but all the organizing, the pre-production for these videos. Although they seem to happen very naturally, I think there's some amount of preparation for it, and I think he kind of has his own direction towards making that happen and happen in a way that it works for him and it works for his audience. Because at the end of the day, the audience is what matters, if they respond positively to your content.
Another thing that he uses through the series, it's some sort of like these mini hooks that makes us familiar with that. And the more we see the series, the more we feel that we belong to it. I like every day he goes to McDonald's and he tries to get like a discount because he is using the app. And suddenly, because he went 3 days in a row, like he gets his coffee for free. And we feel happy with that. He goes to Chipotle, which is his favorite food, and he slaps the burrito. He would start the video every day like,
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Jeremy. Dude's named Jeremy right now. Good morning.
Sometimes he would even relate with he would do like a small callback to the last episode. There was walking dogs, so he's like,
Good morning, dog walkers.
I don't know, like these little things, it's actually, makes us, feel that we belong. And obviously these Penny series, what makes it absolutely viral is like, there's one thing that's great that we all should support, which is donating, or all the donations are going to a food bank. I think it was Feeding America. His goal was to get 100K, and he actually managed to get over 1 million.
Yeah, he had some help on that series because I think Mr. Beast donated a high amount of money for that penny series, right?
Yeah, so the objective of these 30-day penny series was actually starting in the west coast of the US, and it was going all the way to the east coast to meet Mr. Beast and handing him a penny. Mr. Beast arranged like a finish line with his friends. He flew all his friends to be there kind of thing. So it was a big ending. But yeah, so Mr. Beast was actually following it from the beginning. So every now and then, Mr. Beast would casually just donate like $100,000 because why not? So yeah, there was some help of big names,
Yeah.
and a lot of other kind of big YouTubers also donating, which it's once again like the community just being together. It's incredible what we see that one guy with one idea can make
something big. We didn't talk about this yet, but I just it just came through my mind that it's really important to see these big names on a platform like YouTube having these kinds of objectives, like donations and putting an effort to building a better world or giving people better lives and just helping. And I think it's really important that these big names kind of talk about these really important issues in our society and then have these ideas, one guy, one idea, change the world, and they can do that with their talents, which is telling stories, which is creating entertaining, high value content on a platform like YouTube. And I think that's really important because at the end of the day, they're also educating people towards the goal of making the world a better place.
But the way to actually make a difference only becomes real if people actually click and watch your videos. And to do that, you need a great title and a great thumbnail. And that's something that Ryan or his team masters, and it resembles a little bit what Mr. Beast does.
First of all, I think they all read the same manual because they all have the same kind of thumbnails and titles. I'm talking about Mr. Beast, of course, and all his kind of copycats that are on YouTube. They all have the same colors on the thumbnails, which are really popping greens and blues, blue skies and stuff like that. They always have the same fonts, the same wording or choosing of words for the thumbnails. And I think they kind of found out a formula to grab the human eye's attention towards those thumbnails by using these colors and by having these objects or faces on the thumbnails. If you look at the thumbnails from Ryan Trahan and Mr. Beast, you almost think they're the same creator. And that kind of happened to me. Like I mentioned previously, I didn't watch Ryan Trahan's videos for years because I thought he was Mr. Beast. I don't have anything against Mr. Beasts. Just keep it clear. I was just not into it at the time, and I didn't want to watch content like that. I was interested in some other things. But I noticed them. Those greens, those blue skies, really, really blue skies. They grabbed my attention.
Yeah, so I think the common thing that we see through all his videos, or most of his videos, is that he does something. There's an action, and he always say, I've done this, I've survived with whatever, or on whatever. It's all about his action and his experience doing something. And I think that's very simple. Like, and actually, if we look at the thumbnail and the title, it feels very simple. It feels, it's a no-brainer. Why is this hard? It just says, I survived with 1 penny for 30 days. And it's his face holding a penny with some green grass on the background. It's a no-brainer. But then obviously, like, to think when you know how to craft titles and when you know how to craft thumbnails, you feel that, and that it's actually hard to make it, nice and engaging. But his titles are simply, it puts everything in the first person, and it just says, I survived in the loudest room ever. I survived 24 hours in the metaverse. I survived 48 hours with the Bitcoin. They're working.
Yeah. It kind of builds this group of factors that make you want to watch the video, because you look at the at the thumbnails, and it says, you look at the titles first of all, and it says I survived this, or I tried this or that, and then you look at the thumbnails and they complement the title, so you're kind of curious and intrigued at the same time, and that is the trigger to clicking on those titles and thumbnails and watching, because you are so curious to see how he managed to survive or do or try this and that. That is super valuable when you're trying to make people click in your content on YouTube.
And what's the last thing that creators can learn from Ryan Trahan, Vanessa?
Well, focused and organized. I think he looks kind of, how can I say, stumpy. Not stumpy, but it feels like he's kind of a messy person, because everything is so simple. It's just a camera, him walking around, saying funny things, and dealing with the unexpected. But at the end of the day, and I think you were the one that told me this, that he kind of prepared all of the thumbnails for the Penny series in advance before he shot the whole series. So he has this preparation because he knows, he has a structure because he knows where he's going to be, where he's going to sleep, where he wants to go during these challenges. So he kind of already has a structure for it. He prepares these in advance. I think he's really organized guy and a focused guy.
And these are the 8 things that we can learn from Ryan Trahan to become a better creator, or to be just like Ryan and amass millions, in this case 13.4 millions, and it doesn't seem like that it's stopping anytime soon. So if you got inspired by that, make sure you follow the channel, you subscribe it, you like this video so we can do more. Also, if you have a creator that you want us to deep dive and just break it down, what are the things that make creators great, make sure you comment that down below. And now that we know what makes Ryan Trahan such a nice creator, we can finally go on with your lives.
Yeah, sure. Let's take those teachings and put them into our work here on YouTube and make things work, I guess. So this is goodbye.
See you guys on the next video.
Bye-bye. Adios.